All right, what's up, Dragon Brood? Today, we're going to be messing around with Earth's Mightiest Heroes because we played it in the Fantastic Four deck, and it was kind of one of the keys to making that deck work. And it made me wonder if we should be playing this over even something like Smuggler Surprise. While they're not identical, it does have a big benefit. So let's take a look what we're working with today. So we have some Llanowar Elves. We are playing one Smuggler Surprise because I figure if we have a bunch of mana late, why not? We do have Badger Mole Cub. It's Heritage Reclamation. Now, this is a card we haven't played a lot of, but I still wanted something to deal with graveyard stuff. I still wanted stuff to deal with artifacts, and there wasn't much that did both of those, but this card's still standard legal, so I figure we're going to give it a go. And in a pinch, we could just draw a card. Spider Manifestation, this makes mana, obviously. Lumbering World Wagon, this is a card we kind of got away from, and I think it still works really well here because we want to get those lands permanently into play, and then after a sweeper, we do still have a chance to attack with a big creature. A couple of Leatherhead because this card's still just hard to deal with. One Terror of the Peaks because if we can get a bunch of stuff off of the top with Earth's Mightiest Heroes, then we can just win all in one hit. We do have Calamity. This is kind of like the backup option. If we get this along with one of our big hitters, even if it's just Terror of the Peaks, we can win on the spot. Overlord of the Boiler Bilges, this is another thing we can copy that we like, but also functions as creature removal. We do have Trumpeting Carnosaur. This can also get us extra value off of a Calamity, or just be a removal early if we need it. Of course, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, because this lets us look at 8 cards, get any of those creatures, put them on the battlefield. If we use Teamwork, which we have a bunch of things that could equal to 5 power, then we get to keep all of those, not just any one of them, which is nice. We are playing one Improvisation Capstone because it's just a way to kind of get through our big cards. And of course, we have Vaultborn Tyrant because cards and life and everything is good for those big major comebacks. Now, again, this is a little bit of an experiment, but I think it's actually going to work out. We've played these types of decks before, and I think Earth's Mightiest Heroes fits perfectly in here. But before we get to this, just a quick reminder, if you're going to be buying any Magic cards or filling out your Commander decks, check out our friends over at Tales of Adventure. It's toamagic.com. You can use my code DRAGON, which is just DRAGN, and that'll save you 5% on whatever you decide to buy over there. But for now, let's go see if we are really finding Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I mean, yeah, this is at least functional. We can't be too upset about it. But we'll see where things go. I think this is a hand where we can just go ahead and play Badger Mole, and if Badger Mole eats it, I think we're okay with that. Just because we have World Wagon and other things that are usable. Badger Mole didn't just eat it, though. That's kind of nice. How about now? No, not now. So now we'll bounce the Badger Mole, they say. Sure. You got it. Not even bounce the Badger Mole, but we have a card that's probably going to be difficult for them to deal with. Actually, what if we just get rid of their Tidecaller now? That's probably smarter. Leatherhead would have been hard for him to deal with, so it's arguable which of those was better. I probably could have just Leatherhead and then followed up with the Carnosaur. Might have been better. Because I'm sure they're playing counters, and it's going to be a little difficult for us to resolve a Leatherhead. So I'm going to start with World Wagon. See if they have a hard counter or one that just makes us pay whatever. Okay. Oh, counter's non-creature. Oh, interesting. You gave us treasure? All right. Who's playing that counter? An offer you can't refuse. Okay, sure. Well, here's Leatherhead. Gonna Day of Judgment? Sure. We're gonna cast another Leatherhead. Probably another Day of Judgment with our luck. All right. So they're going all in on the mill plan. We just gotta advance our plan as fast as we can. All right, that's technically representing lethal next turn. Couple of different ways. All right, cool. Yeah, I'm still not sure if it would have been better to play that Leatherhead first, then follow up with the Carnosaur. Because it turns out they did have a counter and then just Day of Judgment. So I don't really know. Either way, it worked out, so I guess it is what it is. Oh, man. All right, we're going to keep this, but we have a lot of mana and nothing to do with it, so we need to find the mana. And every once in a while, I will throw these types of hands back just because we ramp up, they wipe the board, and then we're not doing anything. And that always feels kind of bad. Not even kind of bad. It feels very bad, actually. Speaking of which, we're kind of getting into that situation right now. But, hey, we can cast anything we draw at this point. Badger Mole dies, we can cast all but, like, 4 things, maybe? So, I don't know. We'll just see how this plays out. Probably gonna be like a shelter on the Bastronaut. Yeah, exactly. Oh, not on the Badger Mole. That's interesting. Huh. Okay. Not sure why that was the choice. I mean, not like it matters. We didn't draw anything anyway, so make of that what you will. Use that other mana to play this Llanowar Elf. We might as well attack for 2 because we're not blocking with the Cub. And I'll just let them figure out what they think is best. I mean, we might double block and they like burst lightning something. Oh no, they have another shelter. Sure. Why not? But then you're just not attacking with the Bastronaut, right? So that's fine too. I mean, Bastronaut's gonna have to try to hold the fort, I guess. Oh, well, that's convenient. Oh no, we need one more. Oh, I needed to play the other land. 2, 4. Oh no, we only had 6 anyway. Never mind. Yeah, we'll just pass. They're not attacking. They're not removing anything. We can just wait. I thought I had 7 that turn, but I only had 6. So we're hoping to hold on to a creature. Speedball, so they can target it and then get new targets and all that stuff. Speedball gets bigger. All right, let's hope you hit something good and we just don't die next turn. Hey, you know what? You ain't bad. So that keeps anything super crazy from happening. I've seen a couple of these mono red and red white decks playing Speedball where they can target them with the burn spell, then still target you, and Speedball gets bigger. Like they can do a lot of damage actually out of nowhere, like an RKO for those of you that know. We should at least be in decent shape though, right? I mean, I guess I could have another shelter, but yeah, I guess if you do, you do. This could be a lot of damage, though. Yeah, I was going to say, there's a way to do a whole lot right now. All right, so we go to 10. And they're tapped out, so we know we can get rid of Slick Shot. That's a given. Because we can just deal 4 with the Boiler Bilges. Can I pay extra for the Smuggler's Surprise? 1, 2, 3. What would I need? 5. I would need 7. I mean, technically, I could just put the Vaultborn Tyrant in for 6 if it lets me. So yeah, let's just do that. Sure. And then, oh, I guess I could have done it cheaper had I stacked the Badger Mole for, oh, that was stupid. Ah, well. Yeah, I should have stacked the Badger Mole on top first. Oh, but I have to commit anyway when I put it on the stack, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered either way. It's all good. Because the mode has to be set when you cast it. Oh, well, that's also very convenient. How now, Brown Cow? What do you got under there? Badger Mole, and what was... Oh, the other thing was something we didn't really care about that much. All right, well, we're going to attack and attack these. And we're going to take out a Slick Shot. Because we can. I mean, you're not blocking the Llanowar Elf. We know that. All right, we have 4 blockers they have to deal with, so we're not worried about the Bastronaut coming through. We know we can take a point off the Bastronaut and get an additional blocker. technically 2 blockers. Oh, no, we just replaced one. Yeah. That does what it's going to do. I mean, they got their removal spells and a slick shot and a speedball, and we're still in pretty good shape. So, not mad about it. You got 2 cards, and I don't think those cards will allow you to win the game. So, before stuff happens, before we get to the old block step, let's go ahead and remove an enchantment. The one that's holding the Badger Mole. So we turn 1 blocker from the land into 2 blockers potentially, with the Badger Mole and the other land getting a counter. And then we're likely just going to block with this Summoning Sick Badger Mole. Actually, you know what? Let's just block with the Tyrant and a land. What are you going to do? I mean, worst case scenario, they give it Trample or something, fling it. I don't know. Yeah, sure. Yep, that's not going to kill us. Because we also gain 3 life. All right, we're at 7. And, ooh, Earth's Mightiest. Hell yeah, friend. We are definitely going to do that. I will tap these knuckleheads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and get us a World Wagon for sport. Man, we have so much stuff right now. The value... yeah. This should do it. You know what? I'm going to take the Leatherhead anyway. It dies, but it still deals 5. So whatever, man. Sure. All of this can just go upstairs. Whatever. This is awesome. Yeah, oh, I got a Badger Mole thing. My bad. Yeah, then we get to deal 7 more? Before even attacking? Hell yeah. We just had all the stuffs. And 2 more damage? We'll take it. Why not? And then we get to attack and deal 5. We didn't even have to get to actual combat damage. Oh, we deal 4. Oh, my bad. Man, awesome. It's like Earth's Mightiest Monsters is what this is. But man, like this deck, even when they were removing stuff and trying to go for the big kill turns, we're just like, nah, we can kind of just goof around and play cards. Like, yeah, this is fun. Okay, we're going to keep it just because if the Spider Manifestation doesn't survive, we at least have Carnosaur and maybe can get Leatherhead happening. But... okay, I was going to say, there's a chance it just doesn't survive anyway, but we'll see. Collector's Vault. Ugh, so we're going to need something... I guess we'll have to try to get rid of it with this. Hope they're not on some crazy reanimator plan shenanigans. Leatherhead's our best weapon in this fight. Whatever they're trying to do, we need to stop it with the Leatherhead. We will have to make it where he can be targeted, but cost of doing business, you know? I mean, maybe. I guess there's a world where if we somehow resolve some other big thing next turn, maybe we figure they don't have an answer. Oh, so you are just trying to outright combo. Huh. Well then. Knowing what we know, we could play Carnosaur. Or we could go World Wagon. No, I guess we just play Carnosaur, right? Yeah. 1, 2... oh, I can't play Carnosaur, actually. It was lit up because I could actually use the discard portion, not because I could cast it at whole price. Sure. Then I guess we hit them. See, here's what's interesting. I almost want to get rid of their treasure instead and then force them to still have to deal with our cards. Because if we get rid of this, there is a chance they could still cast stuff that costs 5 or something next turn. So I'm actually just going to do that. And then use the turn to play a World Wagon. Go get a land. Play the other manifestation. And hopefully if they find some way to sweep the board with an ill-timed explosion or something, we can find an untapped land for Carnosaur. Like I said, a little bit of a gamble to get rid of the treasure instead of the collector's vault, but I figured I'd take the risk. Especially considering that there are some combinations of things we could do to potentially have lethal next turn, right? Oh, even more so now. I feel like they're just doing a combo-y pile of things. Let's just try to play a full-size Carnosaur. If it gets countered, it gets countered. So they're going to tap one. Okay, let's go ahead and just turn this on then. Because, I mean, what else are we going to do, right? And unless they bounce the World Wagon here, we should definitely have mana for... Ooh, I was thinking if we could have found Earth's Mightiest... Oh, we wouldn't be able to cast that there. It would have been too much. Tap for a mana, I guess, since it's going to untap anyway. I mean, they might still be able to combo out next turn. But we'll get in the damage we can. Like I said, I gambled on not getting rid of the collector's vault. We'll see if it comes back to bite us. It very well might. All right, end the turn. They're going to have a lot of mana to work with if they have a land. All right, tablet. We're not so afraid of tablet. We're in pretty good shape. Because now they could, at most, they could still have 5 land, right? Play the land, 2 from the tablet. Oh, no, they have, yeah, 5. And there's a lot of stuff here they have to deal with. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, their best case scenario was to ill-time explosion, and they could have got rid of the board, but we then cast either of these next turn and then just attack for lethal with the World Wagon. So, World Wagon came in clutch a couple times in this game. Oh, boy. I'm going to keep. And just see what happens. If this ends up as a loss, it's likely from a bad opening hand. But we have a little bit of versatility. If we can find another mana creature or a World Wagon, like maybe we get to one of these. We'll see. I have to give credit too. This board had one of the most interactive things, right? Because you can turn off all the candles. You can poke the little eyeballs in the trees. You could make the eyeballs in the floorboards go away. You could turn the TVs on and off. Like, this is one of the better ones they've done. Terramorphic Expanse to go get a mountain. Usually when we see Terramorphics, it's because of green cards. Well, if we can hold on to a spider manifestation for some reason, we get a leatherhead. Okay, a second leatherhead. I guess that's important. I'm going to put this on red just for future considerations, even though our hand's holding a bunch of green stuff. So do we just attack? That feels gross. I don't want to do that. Because if they did just randomly decide to block and then played like another Frog Butler, I'd be like, gosh dang it. Like, why did we do that? If we had any other lands in hand, I would consider it, but our hand's so mana light right now. To the point that I'm considering using Heritage Reclamation just to draw a card. But for now, we can at least attack Leatherhead in, see if they block. If they do, we lose the Leatherhead. We play the other one. Maybe if we have an untapped land, we'll get to also draw a card and maybe could unlock something. So we'll see. One step at a time. There's an Ouroborid, though. Okay, well, that didn't work out. I guess we're attacking. We'll do nothing. Cast the World Wagon. Yeah, we're in trouble now. Like, missing a land there was not good. So we're going to have to hope that we draw an untapped land and we hit strong off of Earth's Mightiest Heroes. And that our spider manifestation lives, right? There's a bunch of things that need to go right now. Harmonizer, sure. Double the power Ouroboros and we're just dead. Wait. Okay, yeah, we're dead either way. I would have just doubled the power of the Ouroboros, but whatever. We lose just the same. Sure. We'll see what's up. Don't know how this is going to go once the Badger Mole dies. It's kind of what we need to figure out. Because, like, we can get rid of a creature. But then we have these expensive things that aren't doing anything. We need to find some more mana. World Wagon or something would be great. Oh. Lasting Tarfar. Should put a counter on something? Yeah. Hadn't seen anybody play that card in a minute. Okay, well, was expecting Badger Mole not to make it. But it did. So hopefully Leatherhead gets to get rid of this enchantment. Because I would assume a large chunk of their plan is based around that card. And we're only going to have 5, huh? And this gives you, next thing you play gets a +1/+1 counter. I don't know what to do here, actually. If I want that out of the way, if I want to save this for an extra card. Either way, we're attacking. I don't see them blocking. Yep, because of the trample. I say we go ahead, get rid of the counter. That solves one problem. We could also just play another Leatherhead. But either way, I think we're just going to leave mana up and see if it's something worth targeting with the Carnosaur. Oh, Hair Ashnell. Gosh damn it. I should have killed that Fenrir when I had the chance. Yep, this is going to be bad. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it and take no damage here because I think every point's going to matter. And we're going to have to hope to hit really big off this Earth's Mightiest. Tap that. Make this for 5. And boy, did we brick. That was almost as bad as it could have been. That sucks. Yeah, we're just dead, I think. Just play a couple of burn spells and we're cooked. All right. We'll take 5. Okay, Smuggler Surprise could keep us alive for a minute. Oh, they're just dead anyway, though, right? We just attack with everything? Because we shoot... Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter what we do, actually. Yeah, we're fine either way. Didn't even give me the courtesy on tapping my other spider manifestation. All right. But either way, we attack, shoot them for 4. Oh, because it doesn't untap. Because it's not the right thing. My bad. Guess it doesn't matter anyway, though. But still, could have. They don't untap because while we spent a bunch of mana, technically, it is a 1 mana spell. Anybody want to see a build with this card? I think we did one right when that set came out, and then we never really came back to it, but it's kind of cool, actually. And I dig what the opponent's doing here with the O'Hare Ashenil and lots of little ways to put... I don't know if I'd play Training Regiment, but either way, lots of cool stuff that's kind of going on there. Okay, let's try. Come on, Llanowar Elf, don't die. Don't die, Mr. Elf. Let's go. No seam rip, please. Ah, a road we would have been okay with. Seam rip, not good for us. Not even a 2 mana ramper. Tough. Origin of Avengers. A card that I am on record of saying I am not a huge fan of. I really wanted that card to be better. But every deck I've played it in, I slowly scale back and end up with like 2 in there or not at all. I get that it has value though. But let's go ahead and just play a World Wagon. Go get a mountain. They get their free hero. Uh-oh, it's like they have choices. Yep, that is a hard hero to remove. As is that one. Ugh, gross. That is not what we want to see. However, this is not the worst thing. Let's put this on green. And let's go ahead and destroy this so that we don't... Matter of fact, we have to do this on our turn, unfortunately, because of Jennifer Walters. Now, they still might get rid of our Lana Wolf again, but we got to give ourselves a chance. Yeah, we're obviously not blocking. Badger Mole Cub, do you help? I mean, kind of. I mean, you do allow us to get in with... Oh, can we not cast that there? Oh, we're short. All right. I mean, I think that we kind of have to do this, unfortunately. We just got so stuck on mana. Like, I hate it, but hopefully we just don't die in the next 2 turns. There's a lot of ways this could go very bad. We also have a lot of good cards we could rip, too. But the reason attacking there was so important... Oh, they didn't attack. Wow. Is that if they would have got rid of Badger Mole, we could still do stuff this turn, which was key. So we Vaultborn. That gets us some life and a card to work with. Also great. What's the backside of She-Hulk say? Whenever a creature you control is dealt damage, you may have She-Hulk deal that much to any target. Okay. So if we do this, and they have some trickery, we could at least respond by shooting her with the Carnosaur. Yeah, blocks are good. Oh, we just get to destroy both of them? I would assume there was something else there. I was just like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Yeah, well now, Day of Judgment, we're cool. Yeah, all right. Awesome. Okay. Yeah. Oh, not what we wanted to see. Definitely not what we wanted to see. Okay. Well, this is gonna hurt in all the bad ways. All right, they didn't have a removal spell there, so that's good. Though it probably means they have like double Corpses of the Lost or something. Nope. They just found that Requiting Hex. So that's good to know. Yeah? Play this duder? So you had to find a Requiting Hex. You didn't have other instant speed removal. It's like Strategic Betrayals or something, maybe? Okay, another minor. There's the Corpses of the Lost. I was saying, I knew there was one somewhere. You weren't fooling me. All right, so if we take 9, we'd be at 7. We'd have to go to 5. We could gain 3, be at 8. How do we win? is the question. Do we block a token and take 6? But then 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, just 2, 4, 5. I guess there's a world. Yeah, we just let it through. Maybe we get an untapped. Nah, I was gonna say an untapped land that doesn't produce damage, but that didn't happen. All right, so here's the plan, I guess. Go to 5. Get to untap the manifestation, draw a card. That doesn't help. Play a Llanowar Elf that we can chump block with. If we can find another large thing to cast, we could get 3 more life in a card, and that could have some value. But we're in a pretty rough spot, especially if they activate their land to attack. Bloodletter. Well, that's super unfortunate. Well, so now we can't let anything through. Like, now everything becomes a must block. All right, well, we did what we could. Like, it's the only way we just don't, like, insta-die, you know? All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can go to 6. That doesn't help, though. So I guess if we're going to do anything, we turn a land into a creature. I wouldn't do anything. We just make this into a 2. I guess that's fine. And then pass. We probably need to find like Carnosaur or something like that so that we can get some life in a card and not just be dead in 2 attacks. Otherwise, we just died to 2 attacks from the Bloodletter. Though I guess there's also a world where we could Earth's Mightiest into something crazy. I mean, stranger things have happened, I suppose. Oh, well, now we're just dead. Yeah, because we take 4 and we take 8. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I say that. We'd have to chump block with the manifestation, but all right. Well, they had the removal anyway. All right, GG's. We lose. Ugh. This is only going to make red for 1 turn. Yeah, let's mulligan. Feels a little bit better. And we'll just see where it goes. Nothing from their side. Okay. Not sure I wanted to land there, though. Their own manifestation. And you know what? I'm willing to attack and offer a trade. Like, we know we have another manifestation and another land in hand, so ours dying wasn't worth that much value. Ah, they have white mana, though. Is this an Ouroboros type scenario? Nope, it's double Paw Patch, which is actually still pretty good. I guess I would be willing to trade a Leatherhead for 2 Paw Patch recruits. Sure, you got it. Go ahead and play the other one. And yeah, we're willing to attack. If you want to trade, we're down. Decline. In the turn. I mean, opponent could just as well like land double practiced offense or something here. Yeah, that's pretty good too. Yep, also good. Badger Mole. Into a whole lot of nothing, really, sadly. Pass turn. Oh, I forgot. We can't do anything on their turn. I need to do this so I could draw the card. Ah, that was stupid. Well, opponent didn't attack anyway, but Yeah, we've all born Tyrant. I mean, we're dead anyway. It doesn't really matter. All right. All right, we'll keep this. We need to draw a land, but we'll see. Maybe a Llanowar Elf off the top would be pretty helpful too. Oh, that's the exact opposite of that. So that's not going to do anything. Oscorp. All right. Target creature control Connive. So that's a 1/3. Looks like we're going to be doing some villains. It's pretty cool. Yep. The second worst thing we could have drawn there. Oh, this is kind of untap land or no, right? We're sort of cooked if we don't get a land. I guess there's a world Badger Mole Cub doesn't get destroyed, and we get the World Wagon anyway. Unblockable Cryptic Coat guy. That's going to be tough. You know what? Sure, deck. Why not? Like, it's a thing. It's not what we want, but it's what we got, you know? We'll take it. Whoop, what are you doing? Get back here. All right. Well, now we have 7 mana. Like, if they don't destroy Badger Mole Cubs, I guess we have options next turn, but I assume at least one's going to go away. Player draws cards, then up to 1 target creature you control connives. All right. There's going to be some sicko, like, flip it face up and it's got extra counters or some shenanigans here. What is this guy? When it enters, cast from the graveyard, attach a target creature. All right. Oh, that's going to be hell to deal with. We'll have to figure it out. Has Ward 2 even. Yeah, all right. This guy's unblockable though, right? And can't be blocked. All right. Yeah, I guess we just take 7. And then we just have decisions to make on this turn. Oh, and we got Earth's Mightiest. But this is only a 3. All right, let's think about the mana here. We have 3, 6, 7. So we could Leatherhead. I think we actually have to get rid of this, and that's 5 mana. This sucks. This sucks. This sucks. If this was even a land, we'd have been okay. Is there any other world where we could activate this attack? I mean, I guess, are we just going to have to Carnosaur? Man, that sucks. But maybe that's the play. I don't know. I think we have to go here and just hope. Okay, that's actually not bad. Surprisingly. So if we get rid of... this thing flies. It has... Let's do this. So I think we just get rid of the thing that makes the Cryptic Coat. I think is the plan. And we'll just risk it on the rest of it. Because we have the manifestation that can hopefully block a flyer. A little bit of a quirky scenario to be caught in, but you know what? That hit just right. Okay. So now we have options to be able to Earth's Mightiest and whatnot next turn. Leader says, creature you control will connive. Instead, draw a card. Then that creature connives. At the beginning of combat on your turn, target creature control connives. All right. That's a lot of conniving. I think we take 3. Hold on to our mana. Because this represents a lot of mana being able to untap repeatedly. All right. And Loki. Sure. Oh, that is huge. Picking up the Terror of the Peaks. Get red mana. Or green and red. All right. That's something else we can tap. Very good. Getting piles of excess mana here. Now we can Terror the Peaks with some of that other mana we had. And then we will Earth's Mightiest. Team working this guy. Oh, there we go. There we go. Woo! Had to work out of it. But we got there. Wow. And a World Wagon just because, I guess. Yep. GG's. Ooh, man. Wow. Crazy. Woo. Man. Just put it in hand. The game's over. The game's over. Come on. All right. Yeah, this was a very interesting build. I mean, it turns out all the cards were useful and did what we wanted them to do. So that was good. I don't know, right? Because we have, what is it? Random Encounter, Smuggler Surprise, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and I think there's still another one in there. World War Hulk, you know, like, so we have a lot of options to get big creatures on the battlefield for free, or, you know, some combination discounted. And I don't really know what the best way is to go, because we won a lot of games a bunch of different ways with this deck. It was very cool. But do we even have the right selection of creatures? Should we be playing Raph and Mikey, though we can potentially hit other things? Should we just not play Heritage Reclamations and just play more things to ramp us up and make it easier to cast our stuff? Because there were some times where it was hard to cast things. We're waiting on a land because we only got like one ramp creature and then drew all our big stuff, right? Like, so maybe that's another option we need to look into. But overall, the deck was fine. It wasn't super impressive. I mean, it came in at 7-5, I believe, in the games that we played. So, you know, it was still winning and good, but those could have gone either way, right? When the games are that close, the percentages are that close, you know, one thing going one way or the other is now an extra win or an extra loss. So who knows? But it was fun. I will say that. I do like Earth's Mightiest Heroes. I think it gives us some big, crazy turns, which are exciting. Being able to win with either Terror of the Peaks or just running your opponent over or using the Calamity was very cool. Just a lot of fun things going on in this deck with a lot of cards we don't get to play with that often. So that was cool. But otherwise, yeah, not much else. So this one, I'm just going to give like a thumb middle. You know, if you already have the cards and you like playing this style of deck, go ahead and build it. You'll probably have a good time. You'll get some wins. If you don't, I wouldn't go out of my way to build it, because I think there's a lot of cards in here. While, you know, like World Wagon, it'll eventually be rotating. It's not showing up in a lot of decks. You know, Smuggler Surprise isn't showing up in a lot of decks. So there's some cards here that if you don't already own them, you're probably not going to want to craft them. But I'll leave this link over on Moxfield because it is kind of a fun deck if you already have the cards. Seriously. But that's all I have you for now. We'll see you next time.